Julian Lewis is off the board to Colorado. Deion Sanders lands his number one target at the position. It's come full circle. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. He's been trending in Colorado's direction. Why do you think he got it done today?
Well, I think from opportunity to play, be a day one starter, to the NIL opportunities of being the starting quarterback at Colorado for Deion Sanders, to the success that the Buffaloes are having on the field this fall, all the stars align for Colorado to land their top target at the position. Julian Lewis, a longtime commit to USC, kept several schools warm, from Alabama to Auburn to Indiana to Georgia. Colorado gets him in the end. Deion Sanders and his staff have had one huge recruiting win every single cycle, going back to his time at Jackson State when he flipped Travis Hunter. Now he's got to flip this roster with Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and those guys moving on after the season. Julian Lewis is a hell of a place to start.
Yeah, and he could very well be an impact day one starter for the Buffs. Now, this is only probably, there's 2 weeks till signing day, and this, getting the crown jewel of your class in place, it could have an impact on the stretch run for the Buffs. Steve, who are some of the top targets that you're tracking now that Colorado has Julian Lewis in place?
Well, Colorado has a small class, but pound for pound, it's mighty. A lot of guys that can come in and be instant impact players. The next guy on the list for me is four-star offensive lineman Carde Smith, an on-300 recruit, also formerly committed to USC, reopened his recruitment last night. My on-3 RPM is on Colorado. Feel really good about that pick. The Buffaloes would love to bookend him with true freshman left tackle Jordan Seaton. Some other guys at Colorado swinging on. You have electric receiver Quentin Gibson out of the Lone Star State. Colorado is near the top of his list with programs like SMU and Mississippi State. IMG Academy is a program that's been really good to Colorado. That's where Jordan Seaton played his high school football. They're in on 4 big-time targets down the stretch. Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng's a 4-star linebacker that also likes Michigan, Notre Dame, and USC. I like the way it's starting to shape up for Colorado at this point in his process. He's coming off a midweek visit to Boulder after taking in a game earlier in the fall. So he's seen a game. Now he's seen the day in the life of a Colorado football player. Like Julian Lewis, the opportunity to come in and impact the second level of that Colorado defense in year one, I think is very exciting and attractive to him. London Merritt is an edge rusher committed to Ohio State. He has also taken 2 visits to Colorado this fall. That seems to be trending in a positive direction for the Buffaloes. They're also recruiting Alexander McPherson, who has led IMG in sacks the last 2 seasons. He's committed to Oklahoma State, but he has taken visits to NC State and Colorado over the last 2 weekends, had a fantastic time at Colorado. And then another big fish. Can Deion Sanders have 2 massive recruiting wins at the end of the cycle? 5-star offensive lineman Michael Carroll, he's a longtime commit to Alabama. That's going to be the toughest flip of them all. He's expected back in Tuscaloosa for the Iron Bowl in a couple weeks, but he visited Colorado over the weekend and had a nice time.
Yeah, and Coach Sanders sending out a strong message that he's in this for the long haul. You know, Steve, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of people talking, maybe mainly the haters, saying that, hey, Deion's leaving with Travis and Shedeur, but landing a guy and putting in the time that Coach Prime and his staff did to land a Julian Lewis type prospect, does that send a message that Coach Prime's in this for the long haul?
Well, those are the same people that said that Deion Sanders should be fired midseason. Look, this is a program that's obviously been on the rise from the moment that he stepped in the door. They won 1 football game 2 years ago. They were 4-8 last year, went through a lot of injuries, had to remake that offensive line room. And to be honest, they're still doing that. But they are in control of their own destiny for the college football playoff this fall. Have another big game this week against a hot Kansas team. But Colorado's as hot as anybody is in the country. They've won 7 of their last 8 ball games. Travis Hunter's the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Shedeur Sanders should be a finalist for that award, along with every other major quarterback accolade at the end of the season. And they got a lot of confidence within this program, and the support in the community is second to none. Those Colorado home games are an event. And the kids really love the environment that Deion Sanders and his staff have created for them as players with their college experience. Now, when you start having success, you start to see your name floated with other jobs. That's a good thing, right? Even Marcus Freeman's name at Notre Dame being connected to some NFL gossip this week I saw on the interweb. But Deion Sanders is recruiting to return to Colorado and reload a roster that's going to lose Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, and Julian Lewis is a nice starting point. Josh, he's trying to win a state championship this year at Carrollton High. He's completing 78% of his passes for 2,842 yards, 40 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions in 11 games. They have a big playoff game this weekend. He was a National Gatorade Player of the Year finalist last year. As a sophomore, DJ Lagway won the award at Florida. He was the Gatorade State Player of the Year for Georgia. They could maybe win a high school national championship this year. And no stage has been too big for Julian Lewis. He stepped right into high school football as one of the most heralded middle school quarterbacks that I can think of. Was offered by Florida in 8th grade, high expectations. Went to the state title game as a 9th grader in the state's largest class. Looking to bring it back as a senior now, and then he'll step in, be ready to play. That Coach Shermer offense was big for him, but the success on the field, NIL opportunities, chance to start day one, it all came together for Colorado. I don't know if we're having this conversation if they would have struggled in year two, but they're competing for the college football playoff in year 2, and they want to be in that discussion for years to come, and Julian Lewis is the quarterback they identified to get them there.
Yeah, now the future looks bright for the Buffs. They're winning on the field, and now they're winning on the recruiting trail. Colorado fans, talk to us. It's a big day. How you guys feeling? Comment section below.